And then we're gonna start lying down. So come onto the back here. You can either take your blankets and roll them like so, and then they're gonna come up underneath of the knees, or you can use your blocks. If you have two blocks and a blanket, you're welcome to fold your blanket in half, and then in half again, and then you can use that for some support underneath the head and neck. You're gonna bring the soles of the feet together here, line back, and then slide your blocks up underneath of your knees for support. You can either do that on a higher height like so, or on the lower height, but you want to make sure that you're not engaging any muscular effort. And if you want to do some music at home, we're using New Age for yoga. If you're an Amazon Prime member, it's free. It's called New Age for yoga. Or you can find something that you find relaxing. So we're just going to lie up. Knees are supported. You can roll a blanket and bring it up underneath the head and neck for support if the upper back and shoulders tend to roll away. And then, like I said, bringing your blocks either on the medium or the high height here, or the low height rather, to support the knees. And then lying back, relax your jaw, soften your face here. Release your arms to your sides, allow the eyes to close. Just settling in. You can allow yourself to give in to gravity. Just allowing the weight of the body to be supported by your mat. Soften your face, relax your jaw. Nice easy breath in and out. And here we'll join together the index fingers and the thumbs, creating the shape of a diamond. Take that diamond shape onto your lower belly. Start to tune into your breath. As you inhale, finding that expansion across the lungs and the belly. My index fingers and thumbs separate. On the exhale, slowly allowing the index fingers and thumbs to come back together. Not forcing or straining, just breathing in now. Another breath in, send it all the way down to your toes, releasing the hands here. Go ahead and take the hands to the outsides of your knees and draw the knees in toward one another. Slide your blocks out. And walk your feet out to the edges of the mat, just dropping the knees in toward the center. You can take the arms up overhead like cactus arms here, bending the elbows. And then slowly, just starting to windshield wiper out the legs, dropping the knees toward the right and the left. Feet are separated wide apart. And then see if you can connect this with your breath. So inhaling as the knees come back toward the center. On the exhale, coming up and over to the left. Inhaling back toward the center. Exhale up and over to the right. And I'm thinking of moving slowly, sort of like seaweed underwater. And then the next time that you drop your knees over to the left, push your knees over that right shoulder and just breathe into that whole right side. As you inhale, lift your knees back to the center. Bring your knees up and over to the right this time, and then directing the breath to that whole left side, gazing over the left shoulder. Once again, coming back through the middle, dropping knees to the left. Can you direct your breath into that right lower rib cage, right lower back? Coming back through the center. And over to the right, looking over that left shoulder, directing the breath into that left rib cage this time. Left low back, lengthening the knees toward the right. And we'll come back to the middle. Give your knees a hug here. Wrapping the arms around the knees. Draw your knees in toward your chest, and then slide the hands to your knees, and then just take a little circle here. Taking your time. Like you're drawing a circle on the ceiling with those knees, circling over to the right. For a couple of circles, and then reversing that circle. Over to the left. And that lower back press down into the floor and then peel away. And then the next time that you draw your knees in toward the chest, lengthen that left leg long. Release the fingers up underneath this right knee and just give it a hug.
Start to release to the front of that hip, using your upper body strength to tug it in towards your chest. And then start that same circle. Like you're drawing a circle on the ceiling with that right knee. Letting the sacrum press down into the floor and then peel away. Through a couple circles in one direction here, and then we're reversing that circle, coming in the opposite direction. And the next time you draw your knee in towards your chest, scoot your hips 2 or 3 inches to the right, taking the knee across the body here, and set up for a twist. From here, let the weight of that right shoulder blade release into the floor. You can take this left hand to the outside of the knee, and then easing over that right shoulder. Take a gentle twist, breathing in. Breathing out, we'll come back onto the back here. You can bend that left knee in as needed. We'll slide the hands back behind this right thigh and just lengthen through that right leg. And then slowly starting to bend the knee in. Go ahead and lengthen through the leg. And bend the knee in and just go through a couple more cycles, just like that, moving with your breath. Nice and easy. Next time you lengthen this leg, put the hands back behind the thigh or slide the hands to the calf. Draw your forehead toward your knee. Peel the upper body away from the mat. Take a breath in. And then lengthening through that right leg. Keep it actively engaged as you slowly lower the leg all the way down to the floor. Let your leg drop open here. Just take a moment to feel the difference in the hips. Maybe even taking a peek down, notice the difference. Maybe that right leg feels a little longer here. This time we'll bend the left knee in. Give your left knee a hug. Interlace the fingers underneath that knee and just use your upper body strength to draw your knee in towards your chest, releasing through the front of that left hip. We'll take a couple of circles. Nice and easy. If you're drawing a circle here on the ceiling. And then reverse the circle here, coming in that opposite direction, slowly. From here, scooching the hips a little bit to the left this time, drop the knee across the body. And then allow the weight of that left shoulder blade to release into the floor. Gazing over that left shoulder this time, take another breath in. Exhale as you twist, one more deep inhale. And then nice and easy here, come back onto your back. Slide the hands back behind the left thigh. You can take a bend into this right knee as needed. And just lengthen that leg up toward the ceiling. And we'll bend the knee in, moving from your knee joint here. And then extend through that leg. Just kind of testing out the hamstrings. 2 more like that. Moving with your breath. Nice and easy. This last one, lengthening the leg. And then hold. Right here, and you can stay with the hands back behind the thigh or slide the hands up to the calf, forehead towards your knee, take a breath. And then really actively engage that leg, reaching out through the toes. So you slowly release the leg all the way down to the floor. Allow the leg to drop open here, just taking a moment to feel the difference. Maybe that leg feels a little longer than the right leg. Take the arms up overhead from here. Take a stretch from fingers to toes, just like a good morning stretch. And then bend the knees in one at a time, taking the feet to the floor. Rolling over onto your right side, using this right arm up overhead like a pillow. Pausing here. And then using your upper body strength to gently press your way up to a seat. Allow the head to be the last. And then you're welcome to take a block or a blanket, even 2 up underneath the seat here. Make it nice and tall. Finding that length up through the crown of the head. Take a moment, come back to your breath. Think of your breath like a wave traveling through the body. Inhaling, finding that expansion across the lungs and the belly as you exhale. Just allowing the lungs and belly to deplete. Take the palms together over the heart. Bring your thumbs right to heart center. Take a moment, allowing an intention to arise. And we'll seal that intention with the sound of one Om. So inhaling. Take a breath in. Exhale, open the eyes, release your hands here, reaching out through the fingertips, turn the palms to face up, and as you inhale, take the arms all the way up overhead. Meet the palms here as you exhale, reaching out through the fingertips, pressing the space away. So as you inhale, open across your chest. Bring the palms to face up, maybe gazing toward the thumbs. Exhale, pressing the space away, reaching out through the fingertips. Once again, inhale, arms sweep. Open the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, releasing the arms down by your sides. And this time, inhale, float the arms all the way up. And as you exhale here, we'll just take a side bend over to your right. Releasing that right arm down. Take the left arm alongside your ear. And then see if you can ground down through that opposite sitting bone as you do. Find some length out through the fingertips, just turning up. Take another breath in here. And as you exhale, releasing the hand to the floor, this time start to draw the forehead toward the knee. Start to allow for that left shoulder to drop toward the earth. And then take a breath in here. We'll sweep this hand to the outside of the knee. Taking your other hand, bring it back behind you. Grow a little taller from here. As you exhale, setting yourself up for this twist. As you inhale, crown of the head reaches toward the ceiling. Exhale, you can feel the ribs wrapping around. Then from there, the head and neck will just follow. Inhale, creating space, creating length, deepening that twist. Stay here one more breath. From here, taking that opposite arm, bring it alongside the ear. Take a side bend in that other direction. Begin to direct some breath into those right ribs. Take an inhale here. We'll sweep this hand down. Find your other knee, and from here, just relax the back of the neck. Allow the weight of the head to release. And then as you inhale, like you're taking off your shirt, sweep the arms all the way up overhead. We'll backstroke the arms back behind you. Come to fingertips here. And then from here, bend the elbows just a bit. Lifting your heart. Allow the chest to lift. A little bit of a back bend here. One more breath in. And then rocking back your sitting bones. Go ahead and switch to crossing the legs. Bring that other leg on top. Reach the arms back out. Turn your palms to face up. Take the arms all the way up. Joining the palms here. See if you can straighten through the elbows as you press the space away. Inhale, arms reach. Joining the palms up overhead. Maybe lifting the gaze here. Exhale, press the space away. One more like that. Inhale, arms sweep. Gazing toward the thumbs. Exhale, press. And this next time you breathe in, sweep the arms here. Open across your chest. As you exhale, take a side bend all the way over to your left. Releasing that hand down. And then notice that the shoulder's creeping up by the ear. Can you bring the shoulder blade onto your back? Then inch that elbow a bit more. Find a little more length out through those right fingertips. Keep the chest turning up. One more breath in. We'll sweep this hand down. Take it to the outside of the knee, drawing the forehead toward the knee, this time allowing for that right shoulder to drop just a bit. Allow the weight of the head to release. Take a breath in here. We'll take this hand to the outside of the knee. Take your other hand, bring it back behind you. Grow a little bit taller from here. As you exhale, setting yourself up for this twist. So on the inhale breath, reach the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, think of the ribs wrapping around from there, the head and neck will follow. One more breath in, grow tall. Start to deepen this twist, stay in the twist, take this other arm alongside your ear. Take a side bend in that opposite direction, keeping the chest turning up here, sideways long. Take a breath in, we'll sweep the hand down, find that other knee, fold over, relax the back of the neck here. And then as you inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up. Go ahead and backstroke the arms back behind you. Keep your fingertips here. Bend your elbows just a bit from here, lifting your heart, allow the chest to lift. A little bit of a back bend, one more breath. And nice and easy, releasing. Go ahead and come off your block or the blanket here. You can always bring your blanket up underneath the knees for support. We'll slide on the hands and knees. And then bringing the hips and knees in line, stack your shoulders over the wrists, spread the fingers here, start to bring some weight into the finger pads and knuckle pads. Just shifting back and forth just a little, start to open up the wrists. Keep the fingers spread, think of bringing weight into all parts of the hand. Walking back and forth a couple more times, maybe getting a stretch through the forearms. And we'll take a little circle here, opening up the wrists. So moving clockwise for a couple of circles. And then moving counterclockwise from here. Small circles, bringing weight into all parts of the hand. And then releasing back to the middle from here, dropping the belly. Go ahead and extend the heart. And as you exhale, think of curling the tail under, so rounding all the way into cat. As you inhale, the belly will drop from there, the heart will lift. And as you exhale, think of pressing into the hands as you round all the way up. And making your way through cat and cow, just moving on your breath. Finding that extension through the spine, and then draw the belly button into the spine and press into the hands as you round up. Once again, the belly will drop from there, the heart will lift. And as you exhale, rounding up, chin comes toward the chest. The next time that you round up from the spine, go ahead and curl your tail under. We'll sink the hips all the way back toward the heels, separate the knees a little wider apart. Slide the hands forward and come into an extended child's pose here as you press into the hands, hover the elbows away, getting that stretch of the shoulders. And then take a breath in, we'll walk it out to the right. Laying your chest over that right thigh. Maybe the left palm stacks over top the right. Breathe into your right wrist. Keep this nice and long, walk it through center. Make your way over to the left, laying your chest over that left thigh, maybe that right palm stacks over top the left. Reach the hips over to the right. And then keep this nice and long. Make your way back to the center. Keep the arms out long in front of you here. We'll shift forward and back. So coming into more of an extended cat-cow. Lengthening through the belly as you shift forward. And as you exhale, rocking back. Tailbone draws you back, rounding the spine. And then the next time that you shift forward, go ahead and take this into a larger circle. We'll come all the way over to the right. Circle the hips back toward the heels and make your way over to the left. So start to open up through the shoulders and the hips. Try to keep the arms actively engaged. You're pressing into the hands. And then the next time that you shift forward, go ahead and take this circle around to the left this time. Circle the hips all the way back and around. Over to the right. One more like that. And then nice and easy, coming back to all fours. Slide the hands in just a bit. We're going to inhale the right arm up. Start to open across the chest, moving with your breath. Exhale, bending that elbow a bit. Inhale, sweep, open across the chest. Exhale, maybe coming through a little more. One more like that, sweeping the arm. This time bringing it all the way through. The shoulder will come down to the mat. The ear will come toward the mat. You can always take that ear to a block or a blanket here. And then inch the left fingertips out long in front of you. Really press actively into that left hand. So you're opening up through that left shoulder. Hips are lined up over the knees. And then notice if you're kind of shifting the weight into that left hip. Can you pour a little more weight into the right side? And then from here, staying here, sweeping this arm up, open across your chest. Take one more breath in. And nice and easy, we'll unwind. Taking that hand down, slide the hand in. Stack it underneath the shoulder. Sweep the right arm, open your chest once again. And taking that hand back down to the floor, we'll come onto the left side, arm sweeps. Exhale, bend both elbows around your spine. Inhale, peeling up, open across the chest. Maybe going a little bit deeper. One more like that. This time, opening across the chest, we'll bring it all the way through. Threading the needle here. Bring that shoulder down to the mat, the ear comes toward the mat. Inch the right fingertips out long in front of you here. Really press into that hand. As you do, getting that stretch to that right shoulder, and then you can notice if you've shifted the hips over to the right, you shift a little more weight into that left knee and left hip. That might deepen the stretch of the shoulders. Stay here, floating that right arm up, open across the chest. Breathing in. One more breath. And releasing the hand down. Slide it underneath your shoulder here. Find a little lift through your belly. Float the left arm up, open the chest. And releasing the hands down here. Coming back to all fours, take the right leg straight back. We'll tuck the toes under, press back through the heel. Rock it back and forth a couple of times, just opening up through the back of the leg. And then the next time you press it back, hold, getting that stretch from your heel all the way to the hamstring. Go ahead and shift forward just a bit. Lift that leg, and then really activate that leg like you're bringing a footprint to that wall behind you. As you feel steady, the left arm reaches. Bring your head in line with the spine here. Take a breath in. Nice and slow, tapping the fingertips and toes. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, tapping down. So hugging in toward the midline here. Find this reach in both directions. On our last one, we'll reach out and hold, breathing into this. And then release the hand down here. Try to release the foot to the floor, stacking your shoulder over the wrist. Take that right arm up. Make a fist here and take a little circle. And then circling the other way. Taking that arm alongside your ear. Breathe into this whole right side. We'll take the hand down here and just cross that leg over that opposite foot, peek back toward that left shoulder, looking over toward that foot. Getting that stretch and opening through that right side. One more breath. Releasing the toes here. Bring the knee back down to the floor. We'll take the left leg straight back. So tuck the toes under, rocking back and forth a couple of times. Just opening up through the back of that leg. This next time you rock back, hold. Breathe into it. And then shift forward a bit, so shoulders stacked over the wrist. Lift through the belly. Take that left leg up this time. Try not to hike the hip. So you're dropping the hip, allow the thigh to roll in. As you feel steady, right arm extends alongside your ear. Take a breath in. Exhale, tapping fingertips and toes. Inhale, rising up. Think of hugging in toward the midline here. Head in line with the spine, really engaging the core. And move through that 2 more times, slowly moving out of the breath. On this last one, we'll hold, reaching out in both directions. And then releasing the hand. Go ahead and release your foot to the floor. Drop the heel here, extending that left arm up. Make a fist and take a little circle. So you're like in a side plank here, but you're on the knee. Allow that shin to fan out a bit to add a little more support. You can always take a blanket underneath. Circling the other way, and then take this arm alongside your ear. Just take that stretch from fingertips to toes, breathing in, breathing out, releasing the hand down. Take the foot over that opposite foot, press back through your heel. And then release the toes here. Bring that knee back down to the floor, sliding the hands forward from here. We'll tuck the toes, lift the knees, and reach your hips up and down. Start to pedal the feet, bending one knee. As you reach and straighten that other heel toward the floor, still warming up, moving. And then lengthen the heels toward the mat here, lifting up through the sitting bones. Actively press into the hands, just moving toward the thighs. Downward facing dog. Peel forward, find a high plank position. Bring your shoulders directly over top of your wrists here. Firm the belly and thighs. And then think of the thighs drawing you back, nice and easy, lift to downward dog. So heels lift, we'll peel forward. Find that plank position. Set the shoulder blades onto your back here. Bring your head in line with the spine. Lift through the belly. Energize the legs. And draw the thighs back. Nice and easy. One more like that. So peeling forward. Find that plank position. Shoulder blades solid on the back. Energize the legs. This time we'll come forward onto the tippy toes, taking the knees down. And then hug the elbows in and see if you can control this descent all the way onto your belly. Once you're here, activate the legs, hug the elbows in toward the side ribs, peel the chest away, just take a baby cobra, and then we'll draw back onto all fours, sink the hips toward the heels, releasing back into a child's pose. Another breath in. Exhale your breath, and then rising back up. Make your way back to downward dog, pedal in place. Bending one knee as you reach and straighten through that opposite heel. And then go ahead and gradually allow this pedaling to become walking. All the way up to the top of your mat. You can walk the hands in toward the feet a bit. Or you can walk the feet all the way up to the hands. And then bend the knees. Pretty generous bend in the knees. In fact, allow the chest to release onto the thighs. Allow the head to be heavy. You have a lock here or take a hold of opposite elbows. And just nod your head yes. Take it no. Start to let go. We'll take a little opening of the side body, swaying side to side. And then coming to rest in the middle. Soften your knees. And we'll roll it up to stand, stacking one vertebrae on top of another here. You can bring the hands onto the thighs for support if you like. Once you're there, roll your shoulders back at the top, grow tall. And I'll slide my mat back. Take a moment to just find Tadasana, mountain pose. Keeping ground down through the feet as you lengthen the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. We'll lift all 10 toes away from the floor. Bring them down one at a time, starting with those pinkies all the way to the big toes. And then let that lift travel up, so lifting the inner heels, lift the kneecaps, and use the quads, drop the tailbone down, roll your shoulders back. So you inhale, sweeping the arms. And as you exhale, releasing the arms back down to your side. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead, lift your gaze, looking up toward the thumbs. Maybe the palms come together, exhale, release the arms. The next time you inhale, sweep the arms all the way up as you exhale, folding forward, a little bend in the knees here, hinging from your hips. And then lengthen the belly so the hands will come to shins or thighs, folding forward, ground your feet here, take the arms all the way up as you breathe in. And breathing out, Tadasana. Once again, inhale, arms sweep. Exhale, a little bend in the knees as you fold forward, hinge from your hips. And then draw the belly up off the thighs, hands to shins or thighs, back of the neck is long, fold forward. Soften your knees, hinge from the hips, rise all the way up. And as you exhale, releasing your arms to your sides, Tadasana. We'll inhale the arms all the way up. Hinging from your hips here, fold forward over your legs. Lengthening the belly here, heart draws forward, take the right leg back. We'll come into a lunge. And then lifting onto the fingertips here, draw that back thigh up toward the ceiling, heart draws forward. As you exhale, stepping that left foot back to meet your right. Making your way to downward facing dog. On your next breath in, lift the heels, breathe forward into a high plank, shoulders over the wrists. Lowering the knees. See if you can hug the elbows and lower onto your belly, nice and easy. Once you're here, slide the hands in by the shoulders, activate the legs and peel the chest away. Baby cobra. Tuck the toes, press into the hands. Coming back through all fours, draw your hips up and back to down dog. Take a breath. And then stepping the right foot forward between the hands, back to fingertips. Step the left foot to meet it, fold over. Grounding the feet here, take the arms all the way up as you breathe in, hinging from your hips. Breathing out, Tadasana. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Hinging from your hips here, fold all the way forward over the legs. Lengthening the belly, heart draws forward. This time we'll step the left foot back. And then lifting onto the fingertips here, find that lift through the belly. From here, taking that right foot back to meet your left, downward facing dog. Lift the heels high, glide forward, and come into a plank, shoulders over the wrists. Aiming the chest forward, taking the knees down to the floor. See if you can control your descent all the way down, elbows hunching in. Heel the chest away, activate the legs here. Cobra, drawing back through all fours, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back to down dog. Take a breath here in your down dog. And then stepping the left foot forward. And go ahead and step the right foot to meet the left. Fold over. Ground your feet here. Take the arms all the way up as you breathe in. And breathing out. Tadasana. Inhale, lifting the arms. Exhale, fold all the way forward over the legs. Lengthen the belly here, heart draws forward. Step the right leg back and come into a lunge. Go ahead and lower the back knee down to your mat this time. Start to sink your hips. And you can grab a couple of blocks here if you like. Take a moment for the pelvis to sink. And then bringing your hands onto your front thigh, lift your chest. Press into that left foot. Realign the hips. Make sure hips face forward. Rebend that front knee. Use that left foot like a brake. Press down, rise up. Resync, make sure the pelvis is traveling forward evenly. One more, we'll press down, rise up. Resync and reach the arms up. Take a breath in here. Exhale, bend the elbows, open the chest. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend the elbows, open through the chest. One more, inhale, reach. Exhale to bend the elbows or release the hands down from here. Go ahead and tuck the back toes under, step your left foot to meet your right, into down dog. Take a breath here. And on your next breath in, travel forward into a plank. Lower your knees down. Hug the elbows in and lower all the way onto your belly. Activating the legs here, peel the chest away, maybe take a larger cobra. And then tucking the toes, pressing into the hands, draw the thighs up and down into down dog. And on an exhale, step your right foot forward. From here, we'll take the arms all the way up overhead and just come into a high lunge. Find a sense of drawing in through the inner thighs. Maybe like you're hugging a block between the thighs. And then sink into the hips, but as you do, find this reach up through the arms. Bring some awareness into the hips, make sure the hip points press forward. Floating the arms up overhead, take another breath here. Take the hands all the way down on either side of that front foot. So you're welcome to grab blocks here, or come to fingertips, lift your chest, and as you exhale, lengthening over that front leg. So as you rebound, the heart will draw forward, and as you exhale, lengthen all the way through that front leg. Move through that 2 more times. So you're welcome to come to fingertips here. You can use the blocks on the high height, the middle height, or the low height. And then the next time you lengthen through this leg, maybe hopping the back foot in a bit, ground this heel, soften your face. Breathing into the stretch, take another deep inhale. Exhale, breath. And then rebound the front knee. And from here, just stepping that left foot to meet your right. Fold over the legs, we'll ground the feet here, take the arms up. And releasing the arms down, Tadasana. Inhale here, taking the arms all the way overhead. Hinging from your hips here, folding forward. Lengthening the belly, we'll take the left leg back. And then lower this back knee, maybe grabbing a hold of the blocks here. Relax your jaw a bit, soften the face. And as you feel steady, you can take the hands onto the front thigh. Press into that right foot to rise up. Bring your hips so that they're over this back knee. Square the hips off a bit, rebend that knee. Press into the right foot, back the hips up. And then re-sink. Make sure that pelvis is traveling forward evenly. The last one, we'll sink. And from here, inhaling the arms all the way up. Exhale, bend the elbows, open through the chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, elbows bend, open the chest. Rock across your collarbones, one more like that. And from here, releasing down, coming back into a lunge. Stepping that foot back to meet your other foot. Downward dog, take a breath. Glide forward into a plank. Lowering the knees. Hug your elbows and then lower down. Rising into cobra. So really activate the legs here to help lift the chest away. Nice, and then rising back onto all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, reach your hips up and back to down dog. Taking a breath in. As you exhale, step the left foot forward. As you feel steady, lift the arms all the way up overhead here. Moving into high lunge. Try to work towards squaring the hips. You've got that back heel spun up. And then if you need to, take a little bend in this front knee if you feel like you're being pulled forward a bit. From there, take the arms all the way up, and then imagine you've got a block between the inner thighs coming in toward the midline here. Take another breath. We'll exhale the hands down on either side of this front foot. So you're welcome to grab blocks here or from the fingertips. Lift your chest. As you exhale, lengthen all the way through that front leg. As you rebound the front knee, the heart will draw forward. And as you exhale, lengthen all the way through that leg. 2 more. On this last one, we're going to lengthen through this front leg as much as you can, maybe hopping that back foot in just a bit, soften your feet. Deep breaths in and out. Take another breath here. Exhale your breath. And we'll rebend the front knee. From here, stepping that right foot to meet the left, folding over. Ground with feet here. Take the arms all the way up as you breathe in. And breathing out. Tadasana. Nice inhale, taking the arms up. Hinging from your hips here, fold forward. And then we'll lengthen the belly and step into a plank. And from here, just draw the thighs back, let that lift you up to downward dog. Step the right foot forward. Ground the back heel, turning the back foot out. Take the arms all the way up to warrior one. Start to bend into that front knee. See if you can reach the outer edge of that back foot all the way to the floor, and then extend out through the arms. If you can't reach the arms to shoulder height, take the arms to a bit of a V, but maybe straighten the elbows. Breathing in and out. Take a breath here. We'll open all the way out to warrior two. So readjust your stance. Spread through your front toes. Start to bend into that front knee. And then find that reach and extension out through the arms. If this is too much on the shoulders, maybe take the hands over the heart. And then set your gaze over that raised shoulder. Take another breath here. Exhale. On your next breath in, take that hand all the way down to the floor. Go ahead and step your right foot back to meet your left. Take a breath or two here and down dog. And then inhaling the left foot forward, ground the back heel, and take the arms all the way up into warrior one. Start to bend into that front knee. And then as you plant the back heel down to the floor, find this lift of the chest. Find that reach and extension out through the arms, even if you have to bring the hands to a bit of a V here. Widening the arms. Breathing in and out, take another breath. Open up to two. Readjust the front foot, bend into that front knee. And then looking back toward that back hand, one long line, fingertip to fingertip. The arms are tired or you've got issues with the shoulders. You can take the hands to heart center. Breathe. Settle into the hips a bit. And then from here, we'll inhale that back hand all the way down. Stepping your left foot back to meet your right. Downward dog. Lowering the knees down. Sink your hips to your heels around your spine. Take a little breather in child's pose. If child's pose is not accessible, you can always take a downward puppy with the hips over the knees here. And then allow the back to hammock. Reach out through the fingertips. And from here, making your way back into downward facing dog. This time stepping the right foot forward. Turn the back foot out around the heel. Float the arms all the way up. Moving into warrior one. Through the planting of that heel, maybe find a little more lift through your chest. Find that extension out through the arms. We'll take a breath here as you exhale. Open up to warrior two. So you might need to readjust your stance just a bit. Bringing that front foot forward or the back leg back. Start to bend into that knee. Settle into the hips, relax your jaw. Soften the face a little. And we'll lengthen through that front leg all the way. From here, shift the hips over to the left, lengthen through that right side waist. Take the hand to the shin, reach the left arm high. Coming into triangle pose, Trikonasana. And then instead of sinking down into those low ribs, can you find a lift away? Can you maybe release that right hand away from the shin? Turn the chest up here. And then like somebody's got you by the wrist, pulling you up. We'll come back into warrior two. Take the back hand all the way to the floor. Stepping that right foot back to meet the left, come back to downward dog. Take a breath or two here. As you inhale, the left foot comes forward, ground the back heel, float the arms all the way up. And then see if you can bring the outer edge of that back foot all the way down to the floor as you lift through your chest. Find that extension up through the arms. The arms might come to a bit of a V here. And then taking a breath in, as you exhale, open it up to warrior two. Readjust your stance so that as you bend into this front knee, the knee doesn't come forward of the toes. And then find that reach and extension out through the arms from fingertip to fingertip. This feels like a lot of work for the shoulders. So you've got a shoulder injury, hands over the heart here. Settle into your hips a bit. Soften the face. We'll lengthen all the way through that front leg. From here, cut the hips over to the right, lengthening the left sideways. The hand will come to the shin. This top arm will lift up, open across the chest here. Trikonasana, triangle pose. If it feels like too much to gaze up toward that top hand, take your gaze straight ahead or maybe even down for that front big toe. But either way, energize the legs. Use those low ribs rolling under to turn the chest up. And then like somebody's got you by the wrist here, pulling you back up. Rebend the front knee. We'll take the back hand all the way back down to the floor. Stepping that left foot back to meet your right. Downward facing dog. Stay right here or lower the knees. Reach the arms out, coming into puppy. Or shift the hips back toward the heels, separating the knees apart here if the forehead doesn't rest on the mat. Cow pose. Take a breath or two here. And then we'll make our way back up to downward facing dog. When you're ready, stepping that right foot forward. This time ground the back heel. We'll lift the left arm all the way up and around, right into warrior two from here. And then lengthen all the way through that front leg. Go ahead and slide the back hand down. Reach the right arm alongside you. Reverse triangle. And then from here, go ahead and rise up. Bring your feet so they're parallel. Turn to face the side wall. Lift your chest. And extend out through the arms, and hands can come to the hips. We'll lower all the way down. Hands can either come to block here or the floor. Move into a wide-legged forward fold. Check out your feet. Just making sure that they're more or less parallel to one another. Those are putting straight ahead or just slightly turned in. And then lengthening the belly here, you can fold forward. Take a little bend in the knees as needed, or work towards lengthening through the backs of the legs. Shifting the weight forward a bit so hips come over the heels. Deepen that stretch of the whole back body, breathing in and out. Take another breath or two here. And then start to walk the hands forward, lengthen the belly, walk your hands around. We're going to spin off this back heel. Lower the back knee all the way down so you can double up your mat here or take the blanket underneath. Start to sink your hips. You're welcome to take a hold of blocks. And then from here, taking the arms up. Anjaneyasana, a little bit of a back on the heart will lift. Take a breath in, and we'll circle the arms all the way out and around. Tuck your back toes under, back into a low lunge here. Shorten the stance just a bit, ground or heel. You might need to readjust the blocks. Lengthen the belly and then folding forward over this front leg. We'll set up for Parshvottanasana. So you want to make sure that heel is grounded, the back heel. So if you need to, shorten your stance a bit. The back toes are turned out about 45 degrees. And then if the hands don't readily reach the floor, you can take your blocks high height, medium, or low height here. And then you're lengthening through the belly and just folding forward over that front leg. Another breath or two here. Rebending this front knee, wiggle the back toes back until you're in a low lunge here. Step the right foot back to meet the left and come to downward facing dog. When you're ready, Turn the back foot out around the heel. Take the left foot forward this time. Reaching that right arm all the way out around for warrior two. Bending into this front knee. Just make sure the knee doesn't come forward the toes so that stance is long enough here. And then make sure that left knee is opening out to the left. You can reach out through the arms or bring the hands over the heart. Lengthen through the front leg. Keep the right arm down, reach the left arm alongside here to the reverse triangle. Coming back up to stand, bring that left foot so it's parallel to the right. Turn to face the side while lift your chest. Hinging from the hips, roll forward. Bring them into a second set here, wide-legged forward fold. The hands can come onto the block here. Breathe. Another breath in. Exhale, breath. Lengthen the belly here. Start to walk the hands around to this front foot. Breathe on the front knee. Double up your mat here. Take some padding to that back knee. Start to sink your hips. Settling in just a bit. When you're ready, taking the hands onto the front thigh from here, sweeping the arms. Open across the chest, Anjaneyasana, a little back bend here, that for a lift. Circle the arms down, tuck your back toes under, come back into a low lunge here. And just shorten the stance, so hopping the back foot in a bit. Round your heel, remember you can readjust the blocks. Lengthening through the belly as you feel steady, pull all the way forward. So remember, you can take the blocks, the high height here, the low, the medium height. Hands can come to the floor. Just make sure you're not struggling to reach the floor. That's what the blocks are for. And that way, it sends that message to your brain that you can release and relax into the pose a bit more. Allow the face to soften. Take another breath here. And then we'll rebound this front knee. Wiggle the back toes back far enough so you're coming back into that lunge. Step the left foot back to meet the right, working the down dog. And then nice and easy, walk the feet to the hands. You can walk the hands in toward the feet. Soften the knees here. You bring the hands onto the thighs. We'll lift through the belly and roll it up to stand. Roll your shoulders back to the top. Into a balance pose here. So if you need to, have the wall handy. So you can bring a hand to the wall. Pour all the weight into the right foot, spread the right toes, bring the left foot in. So you can either bring your foot down to kickstand with that heel to the heel, and then just work on lifting and not sinking into your pelvis here, sinking into that head. You can take your hand, your foot rather, to the calf, or you can take your hand and grab a hold of the foot and bring it into the inner thigh. And then joining the palms over the heart. Set your gaze, your drishti at once to a point. Let your breath really energize that standing leg. You're welcome to keep the hands over the heart, or maybe float the arms all the way up here. Maybe taking those hands to a V, lifting your knees if you're feeling kind of daring. See what that does for your balance. When you're ready to come back down, nice and easy. Slowly coming back to stand on 2 feet. Take a moment, come back to Tadasana. And then we'll spread through the left toes when you're ready and come onto that side. So remember, you can always use the wall here. And you can even work on kind of releasing the fingertips away from the wall. Feels like too much for today. Keep the heel at the heel at kickstand. And then you can maybe reach the arms. Keep your gaze straight ahead, or for a little more challenge, lift the gaze up toward the hands. Nice and easy. We'll come back to stand in Tadasana. Take a moment. Just coming back to your breath. From here, inhale, taking the arms all the way up, fold forward over the legs. Lengthening the belly here and step into a plank. This time, lowering the hands by the shoulders, pressing up. Separate the knees apart, round your spine. Coming into child's pose. From here, we'll swing the legs around. Come onto your back. Grab a hold of your block if you have one. We're going to come onto the back, lift the hips. And take your block on the medium or the low height here and take it underneath the hips at the sacrum, that flat bone at the base of the spine. And just take a supported bridge here. You can release your arms at your sides. You can walk the feet in toward the singles. Just letting the block do the work for you. Breathe into this. And you're welcome to stay here, just breathing into the supported bridge, or maybe lengthening one leg and then the other. We'll take a supported shoulder stand here. You can release the arms at your sides, bring the palms to face up if you need to take a bend in the knees. Lengthening the legs up toward the ceiling. Deep breaths in and out. Staying here for a good 5 to 6 breaths. When you're ready to come down for one final challenge, bend the knees in at the same time. Feet all the way down to the floor. Once the feet touch down, lift the hips, slide your block out. Roll down through the spine and walk your feet out to the edges of the mat. Back to where we started, lift the knees, but not needed. Just start to windshield like around the legs. Moving with your breath. And the knees, the left, the right. Next time you drop your knees to the left, just feel that right shoulder breathing into that. Bring the legs back toward the center. Bring it up and over to the right. Breathing into that whole side. Back to the center and lengthen the legs long one at a time here. Bring them long on your mat. We'll set up for Shavasana. If you have a blanket, you can bring it for support underneath the head. You can also roll it longwise and bring it up underneath of the knees for a little support. And then lying back, allow the legs to drop open, allow the arms to reach at your sides, palms face up. And back for Shavasana, our final resting pose. Slowly just starting to deepen the breath. So moving back to the body, wiggling the fingers, the toes. When you're ready, taking those arms up overhead and just taking this final stretch from your fingers all the way down to your toes. The breath in as you exhale, bend the knees in one at a time and just making your way onto your right side. Using that right arm up overhead like a pillow. And pause. Taking a moment to just soak in all the effects of your practice. And keeping the eyes closed. Go ahead and press your way up to a seat. Bring a block or some padding underneath the hips here. Turning to your intention, join the palms back over the heart. Closing class here with the sound of one palm.